So you know these applications where you type something in and then it generates a voice saying it. Well, we're going to actually do that today. We're going to do an easy install on some really basic building blocks here. So, you know, this isn't the big times here, but this is the start where we're going to go. So we're going to this is a GUI that we're not going to be able to install this with what they've given us, but we're going to get the same results. So you end up typing something like this in and then generating something
my
like
name
this.
is Suno, and I like pizza. But I also have other interests, such as playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay, so there you go. We're going to be able to do that. And like I said, this is kind of the building blocks. This is where you go. This is where you start from generating music, where you go to generating to cloning voices, which we'll get into at a later time in some advanced tutorials. But this is a really great place to start. This is like a building block. The good thing about this kind of stuff is you figure out what it is you want to do, and then your mind starts to go, well, I could do this, and I could do that. And then you start to explore it more. Because listen, there's so much stuff to do with AI that you really can't become a master of it all. You really kind of got to find your niche and then figure out what you want to do. And this is the way to start. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the code. So if you're really interested, you can go there and start poking around into this. And like I said, later some advanced tutorials we'll get into actually cloning some voices. But this is where we start, okay? This is exciting stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to click over to the internet and download the repository, get the installation. But before we do that, please go ahead and like the video and share it, because it helps the community, and I know you want to be a helpful person. So go ahead and click that, and we'll get this going right here. Boom. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a web search for Bark Get. Now, Bark's the name of the application, and it is my dog's most favorite application of them all. So we're going to click on it. It's going to bring us over to the repo, and let's go down as always and look for the instructions. Now you're going to see here it says usage in Python. Don't do this. It's going to lead you off a cliff. Okay, so we're going to come down here to where it says command line. Okay, and this is what we're going to end up using to run it. So we'll kind of mark that that's there, but we're going to scroll down, and we're going to see two ways to install this. This first one, get clones and installs it all together at one time. We don't want to do that because we want to set up our virtual environment first and have a little bit more control over the things. So we're going to go to this first one here. It says get clone. Okay, we're going to click on over to our terminal window, and we're just going to paste that into there, and it's going to clone it. Boom, done. That was really easy, huh? Okay, then we're going to pop back up to here again, and you're going to see this kind of cool command here. Let's copy this. I'll explain this to you, and we're going to paste this in. What this does is it's actually putting together two commands. It's saying do this one thing and then do the other. That's what this double ampersand is. Except for that double ampersand actually is a conditional. It's saying if the thing on the left side succeeds, then do the right side. So this can work really good in your code when you're trying to do one thing that's dependent on the other. Okay, so this is basically saying if you can't get into the directory, don't install, don't bother running this install thing. So I'm going to show you this other one here. It says pip install period. Okay, well, what does that mean? That period represents the folder that you're currently in. So that's why it wants us to get into the Bark directory. But let's just go over there by ourselves, cd bark, and let's hit directory. Now you're going to see this setup.py. What pip install period does is that it installs the that setup.py. It looks for a setup file, and then it follows the instructions on getting all your dependencies and all that kind of stuff, which is very cool. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and type here. Since we're already in the directory, we don't need to use that cool little command. We're going to type pip. We're going to type pip install, and we're going to hit period. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and start building all of our dependencies, our packaging, and all that. So it's going to go down. It's going to work for a little while. Okay, so mine was already installed, so it didn't take that long. Yours will take a little bit longer. So then what we're going to do is you go back to your browser, follow the instructions, and it says first we need to install the Transformers library. So we're going to copy this, and notice the instructions already have us in the Bark folder, so we need to be in this Bark folder. Okay, don't get confused. If I type, oh, we need to be in this Bark folder. Now, if I type dir, notice there's another Bark folder. You don't want to be in that one. See, here's bark. Okay, and the dog's off the leash. So we're going to go back one file to the folder we need to be in. I'm going to type CLS to clear the screen. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're just going to Control V this in here. So same thing, it's going to download the Transformers and it's going to install it. Okay, Transformers is going to help us to download models from Hugging Face. And all that. So that's going to get that rip in for us. So while that is doing its thing, let's go back to our browser, look at our next directions. So what we're going to do is grab this, okay, and let's copy it. Control C. Then we go back to our terminal window, and what we can do, we see it's done. We're going to clear the screen. Now let's go ahead and create a file. So let's go type notepad run.py. Okay, so that is going to open up here. Hold on just a second. That is going to open up a notepad from which we can now type in our code. So we're just going to Control V and we're going to put that in there. But now we've got to go back to our directions again because we need to save it. If you read it here, it says we can listen to it in a Jupyter notebook or save as a WAV file. Obviously we want to save it as a WAV file. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, we can go back to our folder and then Control V it. Now this isn't the greatest formatting because we've got imports down here. It doesn't matter, it's going to do it all that, but usually for readability you want to keep all your imports at the top, something like that. Okay, so we all have this in here. It's going to run this thing. It's going to say, hello, my dog is cute. And then it's going to save it to a file. So let's hit Control S. All right. Then we're going to go back to our terminal. And now real easily, we're going to type python run.py. Okay. So this is now going to do its thing. So let's give this just a second. It doesn't take that long, but I want to look at something here for you. So let's pause for just a second. Okay, and we're going to see that this is done. So now if we type dir, we're going to see it created this thing called bark out.wave. So what we can do is just type that in, bark out.wave.
Hello, my dog is cute.
So there you go.
Hello, my dog is cute.
And I do have to say my dog is very cute, so this is pretty well done. Now, if you want to change it, make it say something else, you just go back to your code here, and instead of saying hello, my dog is cute, you can say hello, my dog thinks you need voice lessons, or whatever. Okay, and you can do it that way and save it. And then just keep running. So you can play with this. Up here you've got different voice presets. So you can go English speaker down Alt 1 through 6. There's other ones you can look up like in Dutch and Spanish so that it'll do different languages. Actually quite a lot you can do with this. The only thing you're restrained with on the command line is your time and patience on the command line. But I am going to show you one other really quick thing you can do here. If we go back to our instructions, up here under command line, it does give a really quick one-line thing here that after you get installed you can use. So if you go back to your terminal window, you can paste that in there. It says, hello, my name is Suno. And it's the same thing. You could just say, hello, my dog thinks you're cute. And then it's going to save it into this file example.wave. And if you hit enter, it will go ahead. Whoops. It'll go ahead and load. Now, at the beginning, it'll take a little bit of time because it downloads the models and everything. So this is a quick and dirty way of doing it. So if you want to use this, however, down here you can actually choose all of your different speakers, English, Dutch, Spanish, French. I'm not sure what these other ones are, Italian, Japanese, Korean, all this kind of stuff. So you could actually type stuff in Korean or Chinese and get it to say it all easy. If you want to get this, oh, I'm not even showing that to you. Here it is. So from here, you can get all the different speakers. You can see English, Spanish, French, all that stuff. Okay, so if you want to get this thing running here, okay, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get hold of my one-click over here, which it's really simple. You just go ahead and extract it, boom, and it's literally as simple as just clicking the install. It's going to create the file here, and then you're going to run it, and then you will go ahead and be able to get the demo working. So then you can get going within seconds. The good thing about this too is that it still comes with all of the files in here, so you can sit and play with it and tweak to your heart's content on learning how to do that. Let's go check on here before we're done, and we can see that this did finish. So let's type example.wave.
Hello, my dog thinks you're cute.
So there it is.
Hello, my dog thinks you're cute.
All right, so every time you run this, it's going to be a little bit different voice. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Really what you can do with this stuff is string together sentences. Get a sentence that you like, and then get the next sentence that you like. I'm telling you, a vast majority of generative technology is throwing away crap that doesn't work. When I'm making images and stuff, I make 10 images, choose one. When I'm making my music, and I make good music, go check out daysinging.com. I make very good music. When I'm creating the sounds that I want to incorporate into my own creations, because I create my own music, but I use AI to adjust to it, like this kind of stuff. I might make 50 copies of that thing just to get the certain sounds that I want. That's just part and parcel of generative technology. So there we go. We've installed Bark for you. We've shown you how the demo works here, so we can go ahead and do that. We've shown you how to download it in your terminal, and then we've gone ahead and shown you that you can go ahead over to my Patreon site and just get the one click, and that will get you going just as fast as anything else. So you guys get to it. Show me what stuff you're building. I want to see the creative things that you're doing. Think of it like Lego blocks. You're building and building, and all of a sudden, whereas like one person can only build like a square, you've built like a ship out of it. And you're like, what the heck? So that's the cool stuff about this. They've given us all the tools we need. Be watching later. We'll get into some advanced tutorials about how to actually clone our voices, which is cool. But for right now, baby steps. Let's get this going, and we'll catch you on the other side.